Jake's POV. I heard someone once say that crying helps your brain release and process emotions, and that's why you don't feel them as strongly after you cry. What a load of crock. I didn't feel any better by the time I was finished, just numb, empty and tired. After I broke down, Suma and I were moved to another room. The Queen came in, followed by 3 others. She talked to Suma, and I listened, sort of. By the end of it, their voices were more like background noise to me, as I thought about my mum. What's Mum gonna think? She'll think I'm dead, I thought to myself. She's going to come in my room, see it empty and worry. She'll probably... Oh man, she'll freak out. What if she goes faint, or falls, and I'm not there? What if she dies while I'm trapped here? What if... Jake? My spiraling thoughts were interrupted by Suma, and I snapped back to reality. What? I asked. My voice cracked and broke like dropped glass. Are you okay? She asked, concerned. I hadn't noticed it, but I was gripping the vines I was sitting on so hard they had splintered. My hands, well, really my whole body, were lightly shaking, and my breathing had gotten heavier again. I took a deep breath, and dropped the splinters from my uneasy hands. I'm fine. Suma's POV. After being led to a private room, Queen Onpera wanted to talk with us a while longer. However, I believe she actually wished to ask them of Jake, but he was still unable to answer any questions. Of all of us, these events have been hardest on him. He was used as a weapon, placed on trial, lost control of his mind and body, and had his family, his whole world stolen from him. Instead, the Queen asked her questions to me while Jake silently listened, although I suspect he was not. At one point during my conversation with the Queen, Jake had begun breathing heavily again, and even damaged the vine perch I made for him to rest on. When I asked how he was, he clearly lied and said he was fine. Lady Suma, Sir Sentinel, I need to know what your plans are for the future. Your Majesty, I truly do not know, I said. There was a moment of quiet, and just as it looked like the Queen was going to speak again, Jake said something instead. I'm going to kill him. When he said this, the guards and their familiars looked on edge. What? I asked, surprised. I'm going to kill Deja, Jake said again. His voice sounded different, colder, more intense than I was used to hearing. It didn't sound like it did in the desert, though, when he was being controlled. Then he sounded joyful, even while killing all those mages, but now it was the hours before a big storm. Killing the Chaos Dragon, Queen Onpera said, is tantamount to impossible. Not even Amboss himself was able to do it. As powerful as you are, Jake, he is a dragon. It will not be so simple, I said. He was silent for a moment. Then I'll go back to training, back to the army. Or I'll stay here in the royal capital and train, I don't care. The dragons were powerful beings, whose magic surpassed even the greatest mages from their era. The spells once used to subjugate rogue dragons were lost during the Great... The Queen tried to explain, but Jake cut her off. I don't care. Hold your words, Asher, one of the Queen's guard yelled. Enough, Queen Onpera said calmly. Sir Sentinel, how would you kill him? Where is he? Have you considered these questions? The guard's puff feather lowered slightly, but he was still obviously upset. I don't know, but I think he is near Dragon's Horde Mountain, Jake said. I was surprised. What? Why do you think he is in the country? The Queen wondered. Something he said once. When we were there last time, I saw him, and he said I was standing on his head. I've been wondering about it for a while, and I'm still not sure, but I think... maybe. It was said that site was once the home of a long-forgotten dragon, but it has been empty since the Chaos Dragon's rampage, the Queen said. I have never heard of that, I said, confused. It is a well-protected secret of the royal family. Why? To keep the temple's power in check. Having a massive site of religious importance, so close to a major city, and so far from the royal family's sphere of influence, is dangerous. It isn't empty. There are creatures living deep inside, Jake said. Inside? She asked. Yes, large reptiles. We found them when we were training on the mountain, I added. I have not heard of these creatures, but no one has gone inside the mountain in centuries. She turned to one of the guards. Go and check the archives. See if you can find anything related to reptilian creatures inside of Dragon's Horde. Yes, Your Highness, the guard said, sent away his familiar, opened a hole in the wall and flew away. Well, assuming that the Chaos Dragon is truly in Dragon's Horde somehow, that still leaves the issue of actually killing him, the Queen said. Zachariah fought him. So did Amboss. If they could do it, then so can we. Both of them lived in an era where even a standard mage would have been considered powerful and skilled enough to be recognized as a middle class, or even a high-class mage. Amboss himself was said to possess magic stronger than even royal mages do now. It would take years for you to reach that level, the Queen said. Zachariah already thought of that. Do you mean the memories? I asked, and Jake nodded his head. He said that the memories he put in me could teach me how to use chaos magic. Maybe he included more than that, though. You think he also gave you a way to kill the Chaos Dragon? The Queen asked. I would, if it were me. Queen Onpera was quiet for a moment. Awakening the dragon could prove dangerous. Is he not already awake and trying to come back? I asked. He attempted to do so through Jake, but what is stopping him from using anyone else? He has not tried anyone else. Perhaps it is only your familiar that allows it to be possible. Maybe he needs someone with mana as powerful as his was, Jake suggested. There are no Nume with mana that powerful, and familiars with mana like that are practically non-existent. Jake is the only one I have ever even heard of with such powerful mana. Not even lesser dragons like drakes, salamanders, or wyverns possess anything close, I said. It would seem, Sir Sentinel, that you are necessary for the dragon's return, the Queen said, sounding very serious. Thinking logically, killing you could ensure my kingdom's safety. The guards at her side looked tense. Their familiars began baring fangs, and they all looked as if they were ready to fight. I could feel my heart beating in my wingtips as I looked over at Jake. He stared coldly at the Queen, glancing occasionally at the guards. The tension in the room felt as if it might choke me. Queen Onpera broke the silence. But what stops any other Nume from any other country doing the same as Lady Suma did, and summoning another Viking? So, will you help us? Jake asked. Yes, you will have my support, Queen Onpera said, as I finally started breathing again.